My big concern, and it's been a concern since I first came to North America, is that people just don't understand the pace of change is coming. What we're trying to produce with this home is a home that is a low carbon home. And what we found is that we believe that we're 85% less carbon dependent than a cold home. What I'd first like to be able to do is just give an overview of what we've created here and what we think are going to be the values that people are going to appreciate in years to come.
My name is Ruth Mason. My company's name is the Mason Design Group, and I worked with Simon Baston on this house. The privilege of doing so for about a year and a half, probably going on 2 years. I think some people associate modern building techniques like sustainability with very contemporary looks. Doesn't have to be. This just happens to be what this client required of us. And it turned out beautifully, but there is so many options for people to use. Sustainable FSC wood, zero formaldehyde cabinets, and that sort of thing, and even the electrical systems, and of course the plumbing, which is low flow restrictors in the plumbing.
All the timber that's used throughout this property is FSC timber. That's Forest Stewardship Council timber. It comes from a tree managed property, a tree managed farm. And in years to come, homes are going to be valued by their carbon dependency, by their carbon footprint. For example, in Vancouver, the average person is 5 tonne per person is their carbon footprint. In other parts of the world, it might be 2, 1.5 tonnes. And we're going to move down to those levels, and people are going to value their homes, they're going to purchase their homes based on the carbon footprint of their homes. What's the carbon emission of their homes? And the lower we get, the more highly valuable the homes are going to be, and the more desirable. Not to go overkill with facts, but in Seattle, in the last 3 months, the Northwest MLS have just come out with some figures. A green home, or a green certified home, or an environmentally sustainable home, whichever way you want to put it, will sell for 10% more. And it's selling for 10% more than a code like-for-like home. I think this information needs to be portrayed to the public, and people need to be able to assimilate this information and be able to move forward in small incremental steps with a lot of positivity, and eventually we'll get to a fully sustainable lifestyle. But I think the one thing is for sure, and this is undeniable, that we are now playing catch-up, and we're playing catch-up at a rate of knots. And we need to get where we need to be at some speed. And how do we get there?
Well, Simon's Welsh, so that's you know, that become he's, you know, it's not a bad thing, but they like a lot of sheep. And my name's Tony Smith. I'll be the builder on Simon's new project. I'm really a manager, looking after all the trades that come in and out of the building site, and make sure that everything goes according to plan from foundations upwards.
We all remember growing up seeing our grandparents' lot, seeing the way that they collected their vegetables. But we've built actually an organic vegetable patch here, and my belief is that we're going to move to a simplistic way of life. The homes are going to be valued in the future are ones that are fully sustainable, that we can live, to coin a phrase, off the land. And this home that we've built here is, we've shown people that all the vegetables that you need to exist can be grown throughout the year in one spot. And I think that maybe the days of flying in your strawberries from Chile, your flowers from Nigeria, are gone. We're going to go back to a more simplistic way of life. And I think people will feel more comfortable living that existence.
I think it's the way of the future. I think we have to do it.
It is the future, and it's the present, and we just need to shift the concept and get it into people's psyche, and I think it's already there. People just want to be pointed in the right direction and told how to do it.
They're used to building regular houses, they're used to building without solar, they're used to building without giving back to the grid. But everyone I talk to, when you mention it, when you mention the idea of this concept, everybody is for it.
Hello, my name's Jason Soprovich. I work with Prudential Sussex Realty, and I'm marketing the home for Simon Baston. The response to the home has been excellent. It's actually been extremely positive. Most of the people that came through the home on the inaugural opening were very, very interested and excited. The look of the home obviously is gorgeous, and the finishing quality meets the standards of a luxury residence. The eco side to it was also exceptionally well received, and people were extremely favorable in wanting to maintain this type of scenario for future buildings.
Next, I'm going to take you into the room that really controls the house, the room that is going to ensure that this house, future value, is insured. In these homes, there's some simple examples of, of huge cost savings down the line, massive savings to us. My favourite one, which is, I point out regularly to people, and I think they're now starting to think I'm becoming a little anal about this, but it is huge. There's a copper pipe there which costs around about $400, $500. It can be retrofitted, or simply on a new home, it's very easy to put in. What basically happens is all the hot water in my home runs through this copper pipe before it goes into the drain. What we want to ensure is that the energy that's lost is reused to reheat my cold water coming in from the bottom. It recirculates around the copper pipe till it gets to the top. At that point, it's 65% preheated, and it goes straight away to my tank. But if 5 of us were having a shower at any one time, 3 of those showers would be free. And this is forever. So a $400 investment now, you have this saving for as long as the house exists. So Tony, before we get to talk about this, all I ever hear is you taking jokes about the Welsh all the time. But I can tell you now, you're going to have to build this, and this is going to be an Englishman's responsibility.
It will be,
so,
and it'll be an English build.
Unlike
the Welsh build, mate.
It'll be a Welsh name on it in the end, that's all that matters. And I noticed a few little grey specks there, mate. By the end of this job, you're going to be fully grey, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, I'm sure the camera will pick that up at the end of the job when I'm white.
As we spoke many times, my great concern of this industry and what we build is that the average home in North America lasts 34 years before it's torn down. We simply can't live like that anymore. We know we can't live like that anymore. And my view is that these homes are going to be so well certified, so well built, so future-proofed, people are going to demand that they have a home that satisfies not only their pocket, but satisfies their social ego, satisfies their social responsibilities. The majority of people want to make change. They want something to happen that's going to ensure that they have this sustainable lifestyle. But how are we going to achieve this? How are we going to make sure that someone in 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, protects their single largest asset? That's their home.